make random content, get random results.
But if they hook you in, you go, oh, wait, let me unscroll. Let me watch what's happening.
Just understand this one thing. The vast majority of people that are going to see it, 99% of the time, are new people.
Boom, you get the best of both worlds. You get more viewership, more potential subscribers. It's a win-win.
Welcome to the only podcast that's here all the time, every time, no matter how cold, warm, or hot it is in our rooms. I am Travis, and I'm here with really the specialist of special guests, Tina. How you doing, Tina?
Woo, I'm doing great.
You joined us a couple of weeks ago, and I begged you to come back, and you agreed. Thank you.
Travis begged me to come back. Let that be on record.
Tina, how you been? It's been a couple of weeks since we've had you on. It's nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you.
And what kind of amazing things have you done since the last time I saw you? Did you have any great food? Did you have any great adventures? Do you have any fun stories?
Had a great adventure.
I
went to a pool party in my adult age. And it was really nice.
So you know, it's okay.
I know, but it's just so fun seeing adults just diving into pools, going on floaties. It was great.
I love the water parks, so I don't know what you're trying to say.
It's not something I see around here. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
But you're like in the hot area. You're in California, where I thought everyone had pools in Cali.
No.
I
mean, no. Well, there are pools, but nobody actually gets in the pool. It's a decoration piece.
No, it's a flex.
It's just, that's nice aesthetics.
That's wild. If I had a pool, I'd be in it all the time. If I had a hot tub, I'd be in it all the time. If you're listening to this podcast and you have a pool, tell us, do you use it or is it just a flex? Because that's crazy to me. That's crazy talk. I do want to talk about a couple of things that have been going on in the YouTube ecosphere. We've released what is going pretty viral tweet recently about Ludwig. I don't know if you know who Ludwig is. He's a big streamer slash YouTuber slash Twitch guy.
Yeah.
And he did a really interesting experiment, which I've always kind of wanted big YouTubers and big content creators to do. And I'm so glad he did it, where he wanted to see what it would be like to be like a new streamer again, right? And so what he did is he started a new Twitch channel without his name or anything and didn't shout it out at all and just started to stream on it. And apparently it took like 5 hours before someone showed up. And of course, this is a guy who normally gets thousands of people concurrent on his live streams. And for 5 hours had to stream to nobody, which has got to be the most humbling thing. Now he has a video about this on YouTube. I love this though. I love because when you get to a certain point of quote success, sometimes you forget what it was like to get there. It's not to invalidate how you got there, but it's a different thing when you're first starting out a channel. Do you deal with a lot of channels that are just starting out? Tina, I can't remember. Do you deal with...
yeah, a lot. Sometimes still in the ideation phase, and it's brutal.
Yeah. What do you tell them? Like, what kind of things are you doing to encourage them? Because we have a lot of listeners that even to this podcast that haven't even started the channel yet, and they're gonna get an eye opening here. It's not always just 1,000 views on your first video.
Yeah, I think YouTube is definitely different from other platforms. I always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. Because it's true, you have to just keep going. And sometimes other platforms, for example, you could get a lot of views, but you might not get a following, if that makes sense. You might not get a higher quality people. And what I love about YouTube is you do get those high quality people. So when you do get even just one view, that view really wanted to see your video. And so I would take every single view as a success.
That's a good way of thinking of it. And I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember. I've shot so many episodes lately. Where if you take those, and we said this before, you get in a room with 50 people. That's incredible. Hello. You see a video, you put it out, and only 50 people watched it. 50 people watched it. That's incredible.
That's a lot.
What are you talking about? So it is very important to also understand everyone's experience through YouTube is different, especially at the beginning. We had an email, I think a week or so ago, where the person wrote in and was like, yeah, my first couple shorts got thousands of views and now they barely get any. And I had to explain that's usually the opposite of the way it works. Usually your first couple don't get none. So you're just experiencing it backwards, but you're experiencing it. You're experiencing the small YouTuber problem, which you should be always experiencing. It's not supposed to be, you show up to YouTube, you put out 3 or 4 videos and they all get thousands of views and you get tons of subscribers. It's not the way it works. 99% of people out there have been grinding for a very long time. And I feel like it's important to to recognize that and let people know it's okay. It's normal. It's absolutely normal. Don't you worry about it.
Don't you worry.
Don't you worry about it. Yeah. And listen, if you're a new YouTuber and you want to send us a message, you can do that. If you're listening to the audio podcast, there is a link in the show notes that give you a text message. Text us, or you can send us an email at theboost@vidiq.com. And that's where we're going to start out. We are going to go to the email bag. I don't know that emails have, I don't know if you put emails in a bag, but this comes from an old saying where you'd put mail in a bag. You know, the mailman would come with a bag and.
Right. Okay.
I know you know what I'm talking about. You're not old like me. I get it. Like,
They still put mail in the bag.
Do they?
For
Put the
the
fries in the
mailman.
bag. Put the fries in the bag, Tina. I need to put the fries in. You know what that means?
Put the fries in the bag as is? What do you mean? It's as is.
So the funny
right?
thing is, we said something. We were talking right before we went live, and I said, "Have you heard this saying before?" I forget what was even a saying now, and you hadn't heard it before. I thought that was kind of strange. Put the fries in the bag. I kind of understand why you maybe wouldn't have heard that before, because it's actually kind of an insult, which is weird. I'm not trying to insult you, but I said it because we were talking about a bag. I'm not trying to insult you. Legitimately not trying to insult you. But it's basically, it's kind of dismissive. So if someone says to you, because it's from a meme that someone was, they were talking to someone, I guess at a McDonald's, and the person was saying something mean, and they were like, just put the fries in the bag. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like,
okay.
fries in the bag, and let's move on. So I'm
going. I see you, Travis.
I'm going to put the fries in the bag, and I'm going to move on to this first email. Yes. From Chris. Chris says, the hype button has arrived, and I tested out giving a video of mine a hype from another account. So he's going around. He's doing shenanigans, ladies and gentlemen, which is a problem, of course, since some automated YouTubers test 30 channels upwards and get self-hype. Anyway, my points were up to 1720. Now, vidIQ can get more hypes, but they are worthless because of sub count. Can you say what your point score is from 3 hypes from the same account? I don't actually know. So the hype thing is a new thing that YouTube is trying. And for those who don't know, if you're looking at the YouTube video, you can see this leaderboard thing that Chris is showing. And essentially, it's a way for viewers to kind of, I don't even know if you want to say the YouTube algorithm, but let people know that they enjoyed that video. So as a viewer, I think you get 3 hypes a week. And you basically press this thing that says hype this video. And you have to be, the people who get hyped are channels under, I think, 500,000 subscribers. So it's supposed to be for, quote, smaller channels. And you can be on a leaderboard that can help people, I guess, find you later on a leaderboard that I'm sure no one's ever going to look at. What do you think about features like this? I remember it being pitched as a beta like a year or so ago. And I'm like, what is this? What is this about? What do you think about this?
I think people are very confused about it first and foremost. And they're testing it. So we'll see what happens. There's stuff that we forgot YouTube pushed out there that no longer exists. Or maybe I'm imagining it, but didn't YouTube used to have a story?
Yes, YouTube stories. I love them.
Yes.
They're great.
Yeah. But they don't have it anymore, or unless I'm just not seeing it. Right? Yeah, which sucks. But that means that people weren't that interested in it. And I think it's the same thing. I don't think there's a need for it. It says supposedly it's separate from the algorithm in terms of pushing the video. So just like this person did, a lot of people are going to create bot accounts in order to hype. And there's going to be, I'm sure out there, you'll probably get a spam email of, hey, we have 1,000 channels. Let's hype your channel to get on the leadership board. Please avoid that, because it's not really going to help your channel in the long run.
That is funny. That last thing you said isn't even something I considered, but it's true. I was thinking, of course, people doing it, but adding a service for it, absolutely makes sense, because obviously they're already out there for like buying views and subscribers. So why wouldn't they be for this? They do also, I mean, YouTube kind of understands all this. Before they released this, they were like, well, only thing it really does is put you on a leaderboard that if people look at, maybe they'll be, apt to click, say, oh, let me see this, new leader. So it doesn't really do anything in the algorithm per se. It is interesting. I think they're just trying to make viewing on YouTube a little bit more fun. They've also done something that I want to talk to you about in talking about tests and things they're doing. I talked about this on a previous episode, but I want to get your take on this. So I watch a lot of YouTube on my TV, and now they've added the feature to TV where you can skip different parts to jump to where other people have skipped to. Now they have this on desktop as well. But I was surprised to see it on TV, because it's, I would say, maybe even easier in some ways than it is on desktop. Desktop, you do have to click the little thing in the bottom that says, skip here or whatever. but the TV one does that as well. But what it does is so from a viewer perspective, it's good because you get past all the stuff you don't want to see, which is typically either a sponsor spot or someone just hemming and hawing and everyone just skipped over it, right? But in a way, I think from the creator's standpoint, it's bad. And certainly from the perspective of sponsorships, it's really bad. Because as soon as sponsors start seeing that, hey, their spots are getting skipped altogether and YouTube's helping do it, they might not sponsor creators. This is a bad thing for the creator economy, but good for the viewer. What are your thoughts on this thing?
That's where I think creators just have to be creative in how they do their sponsorships instead of, because oftentimes when sponsorships, you partner in some type of way, they give you a line or you have some sort of autonomy of, hey, you know what, my content style's like this. You have to pitch a creative idea. That's probably going to become more popular because of this. Just simply because I have seen people do it very creatively that I actually want to watch the sponsorship play out in the video. And then the ones that just read off script, I skip over. And so it comes down to, are you being a creator when you're doing those sponsorship spots as well? So I don't see a problem with it.
So let's put you in a pickle then.
Oh,
let's put you in a scenario. You have just received a $10,000 sponsorship offer for a plug in your video. You can pick the brand of whatever it is, and I want you to do a little experiment here of how you would promote it so that it's not something that's easily skipped over. What would you do? How would you promote it? What would you say?
It's so dependent on your niche, but
let's say for you, let's say you as a creator were doing it, just whatever.
Okay.
And you know that people can skip over it. So you want to make sure they don't because you're relying on getting this deal again. Okay.
Right. So it would be something, so my niche would be on speaking, and a lot of people do sales within that. So let's just say it's on Squarespace, right?
Okay. All right.
And then so within Squarespace, maybe I'll say something to the tune of, hey, something relevant. Are you not booking enough sales calls in order to da 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 da? Well, Squarespace makes it completely easy and streamlined in order for you to X, Y, and Z. Da, 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 da. So that's the relevancy part. But then with that, I think I would visually do something, whether it be me walking on the street and doing a GoPro, like, hey, by the way, transition. And then like, I'm trying to sell something, transition, which I normally wouldn't do because I only do talking head videos, right? So suddenly it becomes an entertaining piece rather than, and it's worthy of $10,000 too, right? Because that's basically a commercial that you're doing.
Right.
I don't know. I'll come up with something better, but
on the spot. And I like that. It shows that like you can do something creative, and the big important part that what Tina said there was making it relevant to the audience that you already have and that came for that particular video, because they come to learn, you know, how to speak better and to get engagements or whatever. And maybe the thing is they're not, that one part of it is missing for them. It's like, oh yeah, for whatever reason the link doesn't work for me. Oh, okay, this Squarespace thing sounds interesting. Then it's relevant, and then they don't skip over as much. So I think as a creator, if you start getting to the point where you're getting sponsored deals, we had emails from people that are just getting deals, reach out to them, even as small creators too. By the way, some people will go, this isn't about me, I'm a small creator. No, there have been several emails we've gotten recently from small creators that are getting these deals. So listen now, because you just never know when that email is coming. You just need to make it relevant, and just think about it from the viewer perspective. Hey, I'm listening to my viewer. I want to watch I'm watching my subscribe channel that I love so much. I love Tina. Whatever she talks about, it's great. It's fantastic. Oh, now here comes an ad. How do I stay engaged with still wanting to hear from her and getting value from the video and not feel like I'm being pitched to? And I think Tina just came up with a really good kind of situation where that would make sense. Totally agree. And there's a couple creators out there doing it very well that make even the sponsored spots kind of entertaining. Like they're like little episodes themselves. So that would be the best way, I think, to combat that. Okay. Next email, again, theboost@vidIQ.com. This one comes from Riley. I like that name. Hi, I'm Riley from Canada. I recently started my channel, and my first 2 videos got a combined 132,000 views. That's insane. Woo! That's crazy. which is absolutely incredible and unexpected. I went from 9 subscribers to over 4,000 in about 2 months off those videos alone. That's crazy. Congratulations. However, as my channel is new, I barely have any content. I put a ton of effort into editing my videos. I would imagine so. Otherwise, you get that many subscribers, right? I put a ton of effort into editing my videos, and they often take me months to fully release. My question is a two-parter. First, as I'm a new channel, would it be better to keep the high-quality editing content that I currently have, but sacrifice my video output? Or would it be better to sacrifice some of the quality in order to get out more videos? Assuming I keep my current form, what are some ways to interact with my new subscribers while they wait for the next video? I've been loving the podcast, and if you see my question, thank you for time to reading it. So, Riley, it's a great question because we all hope to have a video that just blows up, or two that blow up, and it's like, oh my gosh, it happened. It happened for me. But they bring up a really good thing, a really good question, which is, okay, now what? It takes me a while to do these videos. I want to make sure that the people are still engaged. They don't forget about me. They just found me on these 2 videos, and now I want them to stick around. It's going to take me 2 or 3 weeks to get to the next video out. What do we do? There's a lot of options. Thank goodness. I know there's one in particular I think you like a lot. I'm going to assume you're going to talk about shorts.
Yes.
So why don't you just
Like,
tell
easy,
your
Travis.
just go ahead. Let's hear it.
Just do shorts. You could use the same content that you already have in long form, create shorts. And the great thing about it, because people really worry about, oh, is shorts going to take over my channel? Because it has happened to some creators. So warning, but the main reason why that happens is because your shorts is a completely different type of style than your long form content. But if it's the same, right? So you're taking your long form piece of content, making it into short, and then you're using that to promote your long form. Boom, you get the best of both worlds. You get more viewership, more potential subscribers, keeping the quality the same. It's a win-win.
I think it's, again, sometimes this happens to a creator where you get a big video pop off and you're like, I did it. I understand everything. I am a YouTube god. I got it. And then you put out a video, gets 12 views, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't know anything. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how this worked. But I think ultimately for this, keeping people engaged is pretty easy on YouTube now. You have live streams, you have YouTube shorts, you have community posts, which, I mean, you can schedule out community posts. You should definitely be doing like photo community posts and polls, all of these things. You also can engage with your community. If there are other people in your niche that make videos that are good, you can go into the community there and kind of like watch the videos and leave great comments. Don't do the comments like, go watch my video. Just be encouraging, just be a part of the community, and you'd be surprised like where that can lead you. And a lot of times it leads to things like collaborations, which we've talked about before. And I love those. Those can be magical at times. Have you ever, I know you watch a decent amount of YouTube yourself. Have you ever come across a surprise collaboration, like where you're watching a creator and like, oh, I didn't know they knew them? Have you ever seen that?
I have. Yeah, but then now it's not so surprising because I know they reach out to each other typically.
Right. But I mean, think about the early ones. You're like, wait, like what? Tell me what goes through your mind, and we want to analyze that for a second, because that is what you're trying to get from your viewer, because it makes it intriguing to come back to your channel. So, what would like some of the thoughts that went through your mind? You're like, wait,
right? Part of it is, oh, if they know that person, then this person's legitimate.
Right.
Yeah. And then it makes it also feel like, oh, I'm part of this community. Also, because I look at the comments and think, oh, wait, these people also know these two people.
Yeah.
And so I've been seeing that a lot in the personal finance space. There's a lot of collaborations going on, and it just gets me so excited. Just from a viewer perspective, and it makes me want to watch both of or multiple people's channel even more, especially now that they're rolling out, I know it's a beta, the collaboration feature on YouTube.
Yeah, that isn't that just tagging a video with the other person's, how does that, I don't remember exactly. What is that?
Well, it's a beta program, so not everybody
Right.
has it, so it's unclear, but it's almost just like how on Instagram, it seems like how on Instagram they do the collab feature where the same post is posted on both accounts.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But it's actually the one video.
Yeah. This will be interesting if this actually works, because I feel like there's a lot of really cool things that could come from that. Collabs as they are can be kind of a difficult thing, because you have to figure out, okay, are you doing 2 videos or one? If you're doing one, whose channel does it go on? Who does the editing? Who does like all these things, right? And I think a good collaboration is 2 videos, one on each channel for various reasons, and you point to the other video. Like there's tons of ways of doing it. It's very simple, but it's also a decent amount of work. But at least people get something out of it. Everyone gets content out of it, and it's just, I think in a lot of ways can be just a net positive. This sounds interesting because it sounds like it cuts some of that work in half, potentially. I don't know because I don't have it yet, so I'd like to see how it works. And then the other question is, how does this affect the algorithm? Because one of the things that YouTube does is they'll roll out features, and then sometimes they don't work right. So we talked about this with Daryl Leaves. We talked about this with Daryl Leaves just a couple of weeks ago, about how he found that live streams were affecting channels in a weird way. Same thing with like premieres, where it had a problem when they first came out. They roll out these features, and then they affect negatively the channel. So I'm curious as to how this works. Who gets, quote, the credit for the video if it kind of lives on both channels? Do they both get credit? Are you in the watch history of both channels now? If I watch that video, whose watch history do I get? Do I get yours, or do I get the person you collaborated with? Like, these are questions that I hope they've thought of, because I know I'm thinking.
That's a fair question. Most people are, I feel like, from the creator side, they're thinking, okay, who gets the AdSense though?
Yeah, and then who gets the monetization? Do you have, like, because if it's on a watch page, does it watch page from a specific channel? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Like, is it the same video on both channels, or is it two separate videos? Like, so there's a lot of questions. We don't have the answers, so I hope that this has been a great educational part of the podcast. We're not answering that question.
Great. Just more questions.
More questions. All we do here is ask questions. We do not give you answers. Okay. So I guess all that to say, that's a decent way to keep your audience engaged, which would be these other things like we said, YouTube Shorts, posting on the community tab is such an easy win, so easy, and you could schedule out a whole week's worth of those, and you'd be surprised at like the impressions that gets. And then when your video comes out, you can also be in advance saying, hey, it's going to come out, only a couple more days left, and then, you know, depending on what your viewership is like, you can do things like premieres and stuff, and then be in the chat when you're in. And by the way, if you do premieres, be in the chat, please. There was a creator I once that did a premiere and they weren't in the chat. I'm like, why are we doing this? What is the point of this? I can't ask any questions. What's going on?
Yeah.
Why? Don't like that. So please, if you're going to do those. And by the way, I've also seen a lot of small creators. They will premiere things months in advance. Don't do that. Why are you doing that? I've seen the schedule out. There was one channel, I think it was on the YouTube live, on one of our vidIQ live streams. They must have had 20 videos scheduled out for the next couple of months that were premiered, and my headphones just fell off. And only YouTube people are going to see that.
Oh, you gotta watch the YouTube video.
You gotta watch the video. That was ridiculous. And I think that I don't know why. I think so. I don't mind like scheduling videos out, but premiering them is a weird thing to do because you're teasing something that someone's not going to see, and are they going to come back 3 weeks later? Probably not. Probably not. So doing that, I don't think is effective. If you want to schedule them out just so you have content keep coming out, don't make them premieres. It's not a good look. Plus, it screws up your subscriber feed. If someone is subscribed to you, it then puts them all in this weird situation. Just don't do it. If you're going to schedule videos, that's fine, but it keeps them invisible until they go live, so it doesn't mess all these things. Just please don't do that. Okay, that was my rant for today. And I'm going to want you to have a rant by the end of this episode that you're going to rant about something on YouTube you don't like. You going to be ready for that? Okay.
Ooh. Oh, man.
I can't wait to hear that. To think about it. You got time. You still got more emails. Okay. Here's another email. This one's from Jace. Jace says, so I got reviewed on the main channel, and they said to slow down a bit and to take more time to explain my hooks, I think is what the email is here trying to say. But the question I have is, how long is too long for a hook? As someone that does both shorts and long form, in short, you want to get to the intro done as fast as possible, or maybe not even have an intro, really. Since we're talking about as long form, I know I have more time to explain, but how much is overboard? Hopefully that question makes sense. So there's a lot here, and it's basically saying, now I wasn't there for their channel review. This happened on the vidIQ channel. Basically said that their hooks, I guess, were too fast. But the thing is, in shorts, your hook better be fast. In long form, you might need to. It doesn't need to be too fast, but it doesn't need to be too slow either. Like, I want to hook you in. I want you to stick around. First of all, I do want to say that some people don't even know what we're talking about. Believe it or not, and I know you haven't been here for very long, Tina, but there's been people who have written in and they don't understand like what 1 of 10 means or something. So there's certain terminologies that we use. So I want to make sure that people understand what a hook is. So a hook is something at the beginning of the video that allows people to know what the video is going to be about and keeps them wanting to stay. So it could be something like, in this video, I'm going to show you how to tie your tie in under 30 seconds. I can't wait to show you. And here we go. So like, that's the thing. It's like, okay, oh, I'm going to, okay, in 30. Okay, cool. I'm here. So what Jace here is saying is that apparently when they watch some of his videos, he maybe was saying it too fast because he does shorts and longs. So he was applying a shorts version of a hook to a long form hook. What are the type of things that you would tell a creator in this situation, Tina, when it comes to making a hook for long form?
I hate to say it depends because it does, but if you're going from shorts to long form hook, because shorts typically you want to have the hook under 4 seconds because that's the swipe away time frame. For long form, generally I say under 15 seconds. I hate to give numbers, right?
Okay.
But generally under 15 seconds. But as long as you justify the thumbnail and title, that typically, generally tends to be a good go-to spot, and then have a lead in, because there's a difference between a hook and a transition and an introduction, right? So as long as you get that hook in and basically validate the person clicking on the video, that's the job of the hook. So as long as you accomplish that, now it's about the transition in the intro. So I don't know if in that review there were how much of that was in there or what it was, but that's definitely something to look at.
Yeah, it's important to get people to understand what the video is going to be about and talk about something that you are going to do in the video. I think the wrong thing to do is to promise something you're never going to do. But slowing down might also be the cadence in which you spoke. Again, I didn't see it,
right?
But some people speak fast. I actually sometimes catch myself speaking too fast because I'm trying to get to a next point. Like I'll be talking, I'll think of something next to say, and I quickly try to finish what I'm saying to get to that next thing because I feel like that's the important thing. I need to slow down sometimes. And it could be that. Again, I didn't see Jason's channel, didn't see the video specifically, but I have seen that a lot in YouTube. I've seen people say things so fast, I have no idea what they're saying, and I speak the same language. I'm like, I don't know what you just said. No idea. And I also think that there's something to be said about the tone in which you say things. So sometimes saying things anymore. So for now, I'm speaking more in a like, not monotone, but kind of a more relaxed way. I'm taking time with my words. Sometimes I even think ahead a little bit to see what I'm going to say next. A lot of times I don't think when I'm going to say something, but today I'm thinking, right? And in this particular case, I might just want to say something like, hey, welcome to the channel. I can't wait to show you how to tie your tie in 15 seconds. It's going to be super exciting. And let's get right into it. Which, by the way, in the last episode, we talked about let's get right into it. People should stop saying let's get right into it and just get right into it, right?
Yeah.
But the hook itself, it's got to be something that's intriguing, interesting, kind of get your curiosity up, or at the very least, very least, doubles down on what the title and thumbnail were. Because when you think about the viewer's journey, you think about they clicked on this thing with an expectation. You set the expectation with your title and thumbnail, right? And they've agreed with that expectation. The first thing they see, does it agree with everything else that they have going into that? If the answer is no, they're probably going to click away. If it could be anything too. Like maybe your thumbnail looks so amazing and then you click in and it's like a bed sheet behind you and you're like, okay, I thought he was walking on fire and this guy's in the bed sheet in his back room. What's going on? It could be that. It could be that you end up talking about something completely different. Hey guys, welcome to my 16th video on my channel. I can't wait to tell you about this thing, but man, yesterday was terrible.
I've seen that so many times on vlogs, especially because to me, I think oftentimes creators at a certain point, you assume there's no new viewers. So you talk to your subscribers only and you say, hey, listen, last week I didn't post a video because, and then it's a 2-minute long monologue about it. And a new viewer coming in has no idea who you are. They want to see the video. Right. And now so it messes up the whole entire intro.
I need to just, and I'm glad you said this because it actually resets a really important thing that we probably should mention right here. Every video you create, just understand this one thing. The vast majority of people that are going to see it, 99% of the time, are new people. There are exceptions, of course. when a video doesn't do well, a lot of times it only went to your subscribers, which is kind of a funny thing when you think about it. Like, wait a minute, it didn't do well and it only went, yeah, because it couldn't go beyond that. No one else beyond that liked it. So if a video does well, 99% of the time, which when you shoot a video, you're hoping it does well, no one knows who you are or what you're doing or what you did 3 videos ago. They don't know any of that. It's okay at times to fill them in if it's relevant to the current video, but probably don't do that at the front. I think Dan gave some pretty good advice episode or so ago when he said, you know, calls for actions, things like, hey, watch this or talk about this should be done towards the end when people feel like they've gotten value from the video. They might be more interested in the other things you have to say. At that point, maybe they're more committed to you as a person, as a creator. At the beginning, they're just looking for a reason to not watch your video. Believe it or not, 9 times out of 10 people are clicking a video and the first thing they're doing is getting ready to click off. Like they're hovering over it. I'm getting ready to just give me a reason. Make my day.
I'm scrolling as I'm just clicking. I'm scrolling to see if something else catches my attention.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You're terrible. Don't have Tina be a viewer of yours because she's not going to watch it. You're already looking at something else. You're like, I can't wait to watch this.
But if they hook you in, you go, oh, wait, let me unscroll. Let me watch what's happening.
That's really important to think about because you're not the only one that does that, Tina. Like I think a lot of people do that. Sometimes I do that too with the watch next. Like I'll be watching something and if there's a little segment that my mind just starts to wander a little bit and I'll start looking over to the side, I'm looking for a reason to bail. And I'm just waiting for that reason. And if the reason comes, like all of a sudden they're talking about your grandmother, I'm sure she's lovely, but I don't care. I came to learn how to unclog my toilet, bro. My water's boiling over. I need to figure this out. I don't need to know about how Granny made you an apple pie. I don't need that. So if that's the case, I'm out. And I think it's just important to leave the stuff where you're trying to community build, unless the video itself is just a community building video, in which case you have to understand what the performance is going to be for something like that and just be okay with it. Leave some more of that stuff towards the end when people, at the very least, have gotten their value and they might come back if they're trying to connect with you as a person. But 9 times out of 10, 90% of the people that are watching your video don't know who you are, and just give them value. So that was a really good point. Tina's a very smart person. This is why I like having Tina on, because she's smart. She's a smart one. Okay. Next one. And this is a text message. So again, if you're listening to the audio podcast, there's a link in the bottom where you can send us a text message. This text message came through. We don't know what the person's name is, but it says, hey, Travis and Tina, big fan. A few months back, I posted a video that went pretty viral. I uploaded it at 200 subs and it got 150,000 views in its first month and now sitting at 200K. That's insane. My channel's name is Space Potato. Space Potato. That's a great name. You're not going to forget that. Space Potato. My question is, what the heck do I do from here? I love this. Do I double down and make a follow-up video or just continue to make whatever content I want and hope it does good? You know, this is great because it kind of goes into what we just said, but it's actually critical in that so many creators that do get a viral hit or something that does very well do not know what to do next. They may have heard this double down thing, but don't understand A, why they should do it, and B, what it even means. When you're trying to describe this to someone, Tina, how do you describe this? It's not even a theory. It's like, it's a function of doing something after something succeeds.
So I try to explain it as clearly this worked out. Let's not reinvent the wheel. This is good. You did it right. Quote right. It resonated with the audience.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're expecting. You already have a formula here. Let's do something similar. And it's probability-wise likely to do maybe not just as good, maybe better, but somewhere in that success arena. So it's all about probability.
Yeah, and algorithmically, the reason you do this is because of the way the audience will react to the video. So, for example, if I come across a video so I just got a food dehydrator. I've been making fruit leathers all week. It's amazing.
Wow.
You make little fruit roll-ups. It's amazing. You just put some like jam on there or some.
Wow.
I put applesauce on and made applesauce fruit roll-ups. They're so good.
They're so cool.
What? Didn't know this was even a thing. Didn't know this existed, right? But if I come across the channel, and I actually did the other day, this is why I know that you can do this with cranberry sauce. And I love cranberry sauce. You can make gummies out of cranberry sauce using this thing. Did not know that. Found a YouTube channel that showed me how to do it, right? Now, so she made that video. Me as a viewer, I'm like, that was a cool video. if I am now shown another video from this creator that shows me more cool, sweet ideas, or even savory, like, you know, beef jerky and stuff you can make too. But if I see another video that shows me how to do other types of candies with my dehydrator, I'm probably going to watch it, right? If her next video is a sewing video, not going to watch it, not interested. So this is why doubling down works, because if now I find another video that's something similar, and again, similar in that this first video was about how to make gummies using my machine. Now, if I find another one that make other candies, like, okay, I'm getting value from this, I will watch that. That means the YouTube algorithm can look at that and go, okay, now I can promote even more videos to Travis and people who view things like Travis, which I've explained a million times before how the YouTube algorithm works. It also finds other people with your similar watch history. Again, if you do something completely different, and this text message person saying, should I just continue to make random content and hope for the best? I mean, you can do that if you want, but I'm gonna tell you right now, what I always say is make random content, get random results, and just expect that. So just from logic, it makes sense to think from the viewer perspective, what's the next thing they would want to watch if they just saw that video? A follow-up, something similar. That's why we say niche down and make it similar, because that's how a human works. Forget about the algorithm. That's how the human works. I want to see something that's similar to what I just really liked. If you go very far left of center, they might not come back and watch the next thing. Now, that doesn't mean, the thing is that over time, you might watch a couple of these things, but you might get bored after 5 or 10 videos. That doesn't mean you can't start to spread your wings somewhat and do something slightly different. You should still do something with the dehydrator, because that's what I know you for. Maybe after that, you do something with like an Instant Pot. I got one of those too. Maybe I'm interested in that now. But you don't go from the gummy machine to the Instant Pot. Maybe I don't have an Instant Pot. You know what I mean? I'm not watching your channel. Do you have any of these things, Tina? Do you have like an Instant Pot or an air fryer or anything?
I have everything. I don't use anything but the toaster.
Tina, stop. You know, all these great tools to make amazing food using a toaster.
Oh, you know what? What I do have is a Ninja. And I will say there's a lot of Ninja recipes out there. Ninja Creamy, to be exact, which can produce fruits, and then you get a sherbet. It's amazing. But they do have a lot of recipes out there. And if I'm watching somebody, and this happens a lot, so a lot of people use the Ninja Creamy specifically because they're body workout gym rats and they want to put a lot of protein in there. So I might watch a recipe from somebody like that. But if they come out with another video that purely has to do with weightlifting, I'm not going to watch that, even though it's within their niche. But the video that I watched specifically had to do with the Ninja Creamy recipe. So, it's almost one of those things where you have to almost be careful with what goes viral, so to speak, and make sure that you're okay with doing something similar if it does hit.
Yeah, I mean, creators I've told, if you make this video, just be okay with making 20 more of it, just like it. Because so many people I've talked to have had channels where they did something that they didn't really care for, they thought it might pop off, it popped off, and now they're stuck. Now they're stuck with the channel doing things they don't want to do. And they're like, well, what do I do now? I'm like, well, start a new channel, I guess.
That's about it. It's actually such a common problem. This is usually big creators coming to me where they get stuck in a niche because something worked. They did it over and over and over. 2-3 years later, they feel burnt out. They're thinking about starting another channel. But then there's that thing where Ludwig, he experienced, where starting a whole new channel is a whole other challenge. And it's more of a psychological challenge than anything because they already have all the skill set.
Yes.
And sometimes, yes, you do have to start another channel.
Yeah, I've been through this. It is difficult. If you have an ego, it's definitely going to kick you in your ego. It's definitely going to humble you. It's a very humbling experience. And but it's good. I mean, depending on where you are in your life and in your creator journey, maybe you need that challenge. Maybe sometimes people need a reset. And maybe now that they know how to succeed, they're like, okay, now I can do the stuff I really want to do, but I can do it correctly. I feel like that was kind of the case with my channel initially. Is I did what worked, whatever, and I kind of wish that I named it differently so that if I did a Travis MCP channel, like an actual Travis channel, that it could be just more about me, and I wouldn't care how things succeeded or didn't because it's more me. rather than having something that was not related to me at all. I just happened to be in it and named it after me. So you got to think about these things in advance, and it's hard to do. But that's why listening to this podcast can help you kind of alleviate yourself from making these issues and problems later and fixing them now, like while you're still early, because a lot of people listening, it's very early for them. So I'm going to come back to you because I said I would. What's the Tina pet peeve of the week? Is there something on YouTube that you see that's a pet peeve that you don't like?
Oh
What would it be?
man, that's
Gotta be
so
something.
hard. Pet peeve with
I'll help you.
YouTube.
So I'll tell you what Dan's was. I don't know if I told you this. Dan said that his was when people show on screen, oh, only 30% of you are subscribed. Please hit the subscribe button. Like, he hates that.
What?
He doesn't like that. I know. It doesn't bother me. I'm like, well, he's just showing it because it works. Like, yeah. That's Rob's one. Rob hates that.
Okay, I have one. I have one.
Okay, what is it? What is it?
This is very specific to one specific channel, though. I don't know how many people do this. Doing back-to-back sponsorships.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Oh.
What sociopath does that? Oh, you're going to tell me after the podcast. That's for sure. You're going to tell me this. I need to know this.
But then in my head, I'm thinking, well, good for you. But I'm going to skip over all of this.
Over all of it. That's why that skip thing is really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Back to back, I've never heard. I mean, having 2 sponsorships in one video seems kind of excessive to me anyway, but back to back is wild. That's
back to back.
Wow.
Yeah. But what? Not only that, it's back to back content, back to back 2 different sponsors. So it's actually maybe 4 to 6 sponsorships in one video.
How long is the video?
It's a podcast, so it's usually an hour and a half, 2 hours long.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's to me, that makes more sense. Okay. I'm going to let him
back to back. Just spread it out.
It's a commercial break. It's a commercial break in a podcast. What do you want?
I'm paying YouTube Premium for a reason.
Right. Well, listen, I'm telling you, we were just talking about that. We were talking about the pricing of that with the family thing. Are you on YouTube Premium Family at all? Or
no. What's going on?
They're booting people off. Dan and I talked about this in the last episode where, YouTube Family, the wording implies you're okay with your family. Now it really means household. Now they're changing it so that if you're in the same house, they're kicking people out. But what if you don't live with your mom anymore and you just like that? That's relevant, right? Like, that's a family. That's my mom. Why can't she use my account? That's the family. You're like, nah, bro. You need to live at home until you're 80. I guess.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, they gotta make money. So
I suppose, yeah, YouTube definitely has to make money. Anyway, we want to thank and appreciate and show love to Tina. Of course, she's been here before. We'd love to have her again. She does such a killer job here. We appreciate you. Great. Of course, you are a coach. And the funny thing is, we had a message. I think I shared this with you a while back. On one of the first episodes you came on, someone was like, I want Tina as my coach, but she's full. Oh, yeah. That's wild. That must have been really cool to hear.
Yeah, no, that was very flattering. What I don't know if it's the same one we're talking about, but they got in. Okay. They got in. Yes.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did.
Were they excited to say,
yeah, they're like, hey, I got in. Yeah, so it's all
That's
good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So do you have availability now or no?
But I don't have availability now.
Okay, you're full now. Okay, let's be clear. You can't get her now. She's too bougie. You can't get her.
But we have amazing coaches. They're all amazing.
Yeah, we might have some others on just so people can get to know some of them. And because the coaching here at vidIQ is really important. There's a link in the description, I believe, to help you get one-on-one coaching, and the show notes as well if you're interested. So while you can't get Tina now, although depending on when you're listening to this podcast,
maybe you can always check.
This is true. Like, maybe you're listening 3 weeks from now and there's one opening. Like, this person's like, okay, I'm good. I had enough Tina for now. And they're like, oh, I want Tina. I just heard Tina. She's amazing. She is amazing.
Be aggressive.
Click that link. That's right. And never give up. Never surrender. For everyone else, thank you so much for coming through. Of course, you can hit the subscribe button if you're here on YouTube. And if you're listening to the podcast on audio platforms, please leave us a 5-star review. And if you want to send us an email, you can always do that. The boost at vidIQ.com. And we will see y'all in the next one.